something that most business owners don't want to hear. And the truth of the matter is that your business didn't promise you anything. You promised yourself something through your business. And just want to be super clear that if the business isn't delivering, let's not identify it as a motivation problem or a work ethic problem. And it's definitely not a try harder problem. It could be a leadership and math problem. So let me set the story here for you. Today's case study comes from a conversation I had with a client. I'll call him Ryan. And it was during a really weird stretch between Christmas and New Year's. You know, that time where you just don't know what time it is, right? You've eaten too much, you're bloated, your routines are gone. Your brain is like quietly whispering to you, you should probably deal with this business thing. And you're just like, nah, let's get back to Ryan. Ryan was working and he was producing revenue, but his business still felt really heavy. Profit was inconsistent. Pricing was still a little shaky. And his decisions, they were feeling more emotional. And underneath all of it was the pressure of, I need this business to finally do what it's supposed to do for me. There was definitely a layer of real frustration there. So I asked him a question. I didn't ask him, what do you want to make? Not what's your revenue targets. But I asked him, what do you want your business to do for you this year? And his answer came back. It was pretty honest. He said, I just need it to actually be profitable. I don't think that's a big ask. But here's the problem. His pricing was still based on historic numbers, and that hadn't worked. And this is where a lot of capable CEOs get stuck. They keep using old math to try and produce a new outcome. So I took that opportunity to stop. We didn't chase sales. We didn't talk marketing. We didn't hype anything up. But we did go back to the first principles. Got clear, we got grounded. Because a business is not there as a personality test. It really is a tool. And tools work when your inputs are clear. We relooked at his numbers. We made some changes. And we started to look forward, not backwards. We defined what it actually costs to run the business. We also defined what paying himself needs to look like, not what it has looked like. And we also defined what profit has to be there and what decisions those numbers demand. Not what feels good, but what really works. And here's the thing that changed for him. He needed to be 100% confident in the number. And that's the shift from operator to own. Something else happened in that conversation that I also need to share here. Before we even finished going through the numbers, we scheduled his workouts. We blocked time off. We protected space on his calendar. Because clarity doesn't come from pressure. It comes from you being able to regulate yourself. And a regulated CEO makes better decisions. A dysregulated CEO negotiates with reality. So this conversation wasn't about doing more. It was about challenging him to lead differently, to lead with truth and to lead with clarity. And by the end of that conversation, Ryan didn't have a perfect map. yet. But what he did have was super important. He had a model that made sense, the numbers that he could stand behind, and a clear next step, and an understanding of how he needed to show up differently if he wanted those numbers. So if your business feels heavy, if profit feels a little elusive, if decisions feel emotional, it's probably because you're trying to lead without a proper model in place. Your business is a tool, and profit is math. This is exactly the work we do during a CEO reset. We strip away the noise, grounding decisions in reality, and helping leaders step out of reaction and into ownership. Because when the numbers are clear, leadership gets lighter.